everybody, and welcome back. Today for you I'm going to have a demo slash I guess try on, not really first impression. I've used this a couple times, but this is going to be a demo on the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. This one, it's been out there for a little while, and now it seems like these cushion foundations are like all the rage and everybody's getting their hands on them. So first I'm going to tell you some details about it, and then I'm going to put it on and then come back and give you my thoughts. Okay, so first off, with the Cushion Lumi Foundation, this says this is a buildable luminous foundation, and that it's a light fluid foundation. The claims on, I believe, L'Oreal's website is that this is a medium, buildable medium coverage. So it's not going to be full-on coverage, but it's also not going to be sheer coverage. It's also supposed to look more skin-like and kind of blend in and give you not so much a dewy, but a more luminous. It's kind of very much like the regular True Match Lumi foundation. Now they are keeping with the True Match shade range, which I am in the shade N5.5. Now, here's where the first problem is. I am actually in the shade N6 for L'Oreal True Match Foundation. But this is the second to the deepest shade. This does not come in very many shades whatsoever. I think it has 5 for each of the, warm, neutral, or cool skin tone. I can make this work, so I'll show you how I do that. How it works is you have this, the compact is gorgeous. It's gorgeous packaging. It's real pretty, kind of metallic rose finish. You open it up and it has a huge usable mirror right there. And then it comes with, and I think I already tossed that little thing, it comes with a small like puff that you can slip onto your fingers, which the thought is you slip that on and you use it. As for sponge, it reminds me of one of those very cheap, cushiony kind of sponges that you might get like in kids play makeup. You know what I'm kind of talking about? Like, I don't know, it's not very, I don't find it a usable sponge at all. I did try it and no, I think I tossed it. So after you, this is sealed here, this is where your sponge is supposed to sit, and then you flip this open and there is the product. And it is a cushion saturated with the foundation, and then this closes nice and tight so that it does not dry out. So I'm going to get into the demo part. I'm going to do one half of my face using my Real Techniques, very dirty, I need to wash it, Miracle Complexion Sponge. And then the other half of my face, I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush so that you can see the difference in coverage that you can get. Because of the format of the foundation, I guess you could use your fingers to apply it, but I think it's going to be kind of messy and not as easy to do, and you'll see that as we kind of get into the demo. So stick around, here we go. Like I said, it's a shade too light. I know, I'm gonna make it work. So as you can see, I think with a brush, and I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, because high def camera, it still doesn't matter, it doesn't show as well as it could. With the brush, you're definitely getting a more heavier handed, fuller, more on the brink of medium coverage, as with the blender, you're getting kind of more of a, like you would normally get with a beauty blender, a more sheared out coverage. So I'm going to zoom in really close so you can see my pores in all their glory. Okay, so now that I have you extremely close, you can see, of course my little mole shows right through, that's good. You can see my little freckles that I get up in here and throughout there. Some of my hyperpigmentation is definitely showing through. You know, some little bit of scarring in that, but overall, it does really kind of help even out the skin tone, in my opinion. I wish it came in N6, that's the only thing. But I'm gonna make this work. So, and I've not used any concealer or under eye corrector, which I usually do use. Doesn't matter what foundation I use an under eye corrector because I have extremely, you know, dark circles and my eyelids are very pigmented themselves. And also the melasma, the hyperpigmentation I get around here and above my eyebrows, I usually always use color corrector, but I didn't do that for this one because I just wanted you to see what it looked like, you know, full on. So now I've got you pulled back out. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera. I'm going to finish the rest of my face and help blend this in so that we get rid of the ghost face. And then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so now I'm back. I have finished my makeup look, and so I don't have that ghost face too much going on anymore. What I did to kind of counteract and kind of bring it closer to my natural color is I buffed in some of the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder foundation. This is in the shade 83, which is golden beige, which is a little bit darker for me this time of year, but yeah, that's a major pan. I'm scraping around the edges. So I love the Dream Wonder powder foundation because it helps, it gives you up to, you know, buildable medium coverage, but at the same time doesn't flatten and matte the skin. So it helps really the foundation underneath keep that luminosity to it, which is, you know, what you were going for in the first place. So I'm going to go over what I think are pros and cons of the Lumi Cushion foundation. I'm going to start off with the cons. The cons are definitely not enough shades in the range and the cost. The cost I think is ridiculous for what it is. I think that they really need to step up the game in the shade range if they want to keep selling it at this price. The pros though, I would say, is you need very little to apply it to your skin. This does not take very much at all. When I was using my Real Techniques, that's one tap in and, you know, almost completed an entire half of my region. Kind of went in and built it up a little bit in some places I thought it would need, and the exact same with the brush. Does one tap each time I went in and was really kind of building it up to see how, you know, without building it too much, but, you know, still building it up. So it takes very little bit of the product in order to apply it. So it may last you a little longer because of that factor, but still half an ounce for anywhere between, I would say, $14 and $17. That's kind of expensive. Again, I had a $4 off coupon, so that's why I went ahead and got it. Otherwise, I wasn't gonna get on this cushion thing. Not when I saw how much you were getting for the price. But other than that, I would say more pros. It is very skin-like feeling, and I believe appearing as well. I think it doesn't really look like you have a lot of foundation on, and it does not feel like you have any foundation on. I love that about foundations, that it just feels natural. I think it looks very natural. Now, as for getting into more technical wear time, it does not have a very long wear time whatsoever. I would say 4 hours tops, then you're going to start seeing it breaking down, and by the 6th hour, you're going to have major breakdown if you're not going in and doing touch-ups and things like that. Which, I mean, is kind of convenient. You can take the compact with you, but I'm not one that touches up my foundation when I'm on the go. I might add some powder, lip color, but not foundation. So, unfortunately, the wear time on it is not as long, but then that can also be extended. You know, you got to also take into account of if you're going to be sweating, if you're going to be doing a lot of movement, you know, and things like that. Now, as for skin types for this foundation, I have normal skin. It's completely normal. It's not dry, it's not oily. I used to have in the summer, well, I don't know, we'll see this summer. Summertime, I usually get a little bit oily down around the sides of my nose. Wintertime, I usually get very dry down the sides of my nose. I've changed up my skin regimen, and so this whole, you know, the whole winter, since I've been doing that, I have not had a dry patch anywhere. So my skin is completely normal again. So I think it works wonderful for me. I think dry skin, you're gonna like this. I don't think it's gonna cling to dry patches just because of the way the how, you know, light it is really on the skin. I think oily skin though, however, this one might be a big problem for you, because if it's going to break down in 4 hours on normal skin, I think on oily skin it's going to break down even faster. Overall, if you've got the extra money to splurge on this foundation and you don't care about wear time and things like that, then I think it's a really nice product. I kind of almost call it like a little splurge product. I've worn it a couple of times, not for when I'm going to have it on for a long period of time, because I know that it's not going to hold up. But when I get out and, you know, I've been out and I come back to the rearview mirror of truth in the car, it still looks fabulous. Now, it does oxidize just a hair. Not too terribly much, but just a little. And for me, I kind of need that since my shade is not my shade. And I don't want to be ghost-faced. So it will oxidize just a hair, just a tiny, tiny bit. So keep that in mind as well, because if you're getting a perfect match and it oxidizes a little, it might oompa loompa you. That is my thoughts on the new L'Oreal Lumi, True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. Definitely leave down below in the comments any experiences you've had with it, any products you'd like me to try out. I'd be more than happy to try. I'm all about the drugstore, so any drugstore products that are out there that you'd like me to try, let me know. I'll try and get my hands on them and give you a review/demo on it. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to keep up with all of my other reviews, tutorials, unboxings, unbaggings, and demos. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.